In today's video, I'll be showing you a highly effective and profitable strategy using a premium indicator that has just recently become free. Not a lot of traders use this strategy or indicator yet, as it used to cost a significant amount of money to use. I'll be teaching you how to use this indicator in full so you can take advantage of it before others do. Alright, let's jump into TradingView. So I'm here on Ethereum USD using a 1 hour time frame. You can use any forex or crypto chart you want, just make sure it's a well-known one. Alright, let's add our first indicator. So in the indicators tab, search for Super Trek Strategy and add it to your chart. Then once it's added, open its settings by clicking on the cog icon and go to the input section. Now we're going to change the strategy direction option to all so that it shows long and short positions, not just one or the other. Now if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can see there is 4 take profit targets. We're going to change them to multiples of 2, so the first will be 2%, the second will be 4, then 6, and then 8. Alright, now there is one other super important option, the HTF option. If you're trading on a chart between 1 hour and 1 day, you need to set this to 1 week. Now as you can see, after a buy signal occurs, our take profit targets are displayed by these arrows here. So all of these take profits are placed on the chart in an ascending sequence, which means you could have exited your trade at any one of these take points depending on what money management system you were using or how much you were willing to risk. Now here is an example of a short entry where you can see this spot here is marked as our entry position. Then you can see the subsequent take profit targets of 2%, then 4%, 6%, and then the final 8% here. Now these take profit points are going to help us find our exit points in this strategy. So this is how the strategy is going to work. If you look down here, we have a simple green buy signal followed by our clearly labeled entry point. This entry point is the closing point of the trigger candlestick that issued the green buy signal and means we could have entered a long trade at this price. So I'm going to place a long trade on this closing price and I can pick between 2 options for my stop loss. Either I could place it at the recent swing low, or I could use this line the indicator has calculated down here and put the stop loss just a little bit below it. For my take profit, I could choose to exit at a take profit indicator like take profit 1, 2, or 3, depending on how much I was willing to ride the trade. So now I'm on a forex pair with a 1 minute time frame, and to use this strategy for scalping, there are a few settings we need to alter. So going to the Super Trek Strategy indicator, under the input section we need to change that HTF option I was talking about before from the 1 week to either 1 hour or 4 hours. I prefer 4 hours because whilst it does have less entries, there are also a lot less false signals. Okay, I've just switched to a 5 minute time frame with the chart Ethereum USD, and on the indicator settings we can still use the 4 hour time frame option for the HTF, as it's the best option for lower time frames. Now here you can see there is a buy signal with the buy entry price on the close of our trigger candlestick, so I can enter a trade at that price. I'm going to set my stop loss at the recent swing low for this one, but you could use the line if you wanted to. So to increase our indicator signals, I'm going to add a confirmation indicator to the strategy. So opening the indicator search tab and search for Dockian Trend Ribbon and apply it to the chart. Okay, now in this indicator settings and input section, I'm changing the period from 20 to 100. Then in the style section, I'm disabling all the plot options other than the first one. Now whenever this indicator's histogram is green, we can only accept a long entry, and when it's red we can only enter short trades. For example, here we have a buy signal and our entry price is on the next candlestick. So now we need to check if our second indicator's histogram is green on the same bar our buy signal was issued. And as you can see it was, so this is a long trade we could have taken. Okay, I'm going to open up a long entry as according to this signal, and I'm going to set up my stop loss just below the indicator's line, and I'll be using the take profit targets to monitor my trade exit. Now here is another buy signal which was issued by the Super Trek indicator, and you can see here the buy entry price is right next to it. Now before entering the trade, we need to see the secondary indicator's histogram bars green, otherwise the trade entry is invalid. And looking down, you can see they are completely red. So we shouldn't be entering any long or buy trades at this point, so the signal was false. Also, it's important to remember that it is best to enter a trade whilst looking at the overall trend of the market. So to make it easier to see the market trend, we're going to add a moving average indicator by searching the indicators tab for moving average exponential and applying it to the chart. Now open the EMA settings and we can change the line color to white and make it bolder. This will make it easier to see against this dark background. Then in the input section, change the length from 9 to 200 so it doesn't send false signals. And also make sure the method is set to SMA. So whenever the price action is moving under the line, the market is in a downtrend, meaning the price is consistently decreasing. Then when the price action is moving above the line, it's the opposite, with the market being in an uptrend and constantly increasing. So we can enter a buy trade whenever a buy signal is given by the SuperTrex indicator. Then once that condition is fully met, we want to see the secondary indicator display its green histogram bars, and as you can see here it is, so we can now consider the final indicator. So looking at our third and final indicator, we need the price action to be moving above the 200 EMA line, which it is. So with all these conditions met, I can enter a long trade at our entry price here, and again I'm going to set my stop loss at either the swing low or the SuperTrex indicator's line. Then I'll be using the take profit targets given by the SuperTrex indicator to time my trade exits. Now here you can see our profit at the top of my buy order. Not too bad at all for a spot trade. Okay, let's move straight on to our short trades. So we can enter a short trade only when the SuperTrex strategy gives a sell signal. Next, to get our confirmation, the secondary indicator's histogram bars must be showing red in line with our sell signal. Now lastly, our trigger candlestick must be below the 200 EMA line for our trade to be valid. All my conditions here are met, so it would be valid to enter a sell trade. So doing just that, I enter a short trade putting the stop loss slightly above the indicator's line, and I'll be using this SuperTrex take profit target to monitor my trade exit. Actually down here you can see a good example of a bad trade. We have a green buy signal, but it's under the 200 EMA line. Also the secondary indicator's histogram bars are red, so this definitely is not a good trade to enter at all. Alright guys, hopefully this strategy wasn't too complex to follow and you found it useful. If you want to know more about it, ask me in the comments below. I haven't done a backtest for this strategy as it uses such a wide variety of charts, it would be almost impossible to bring you guys accurate numbers. But I encourage you to go onto TradingView.com and backtrack a few days. Then simulate trading by taking every trade that comes up, even if you can see it's false. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you made it all the way through, and check out some of my other videos on your screen now.